I can't hear it now, but I could a few minutes ago. They must be at lunch. Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie Smith here on the backside of City Hall in Rochester Hills, listening for the construction down at the Avon Road Bridge. Like I said, it's lunchtime, so they're probably out eating lunch. The mayor heard the noise. He took a walk down there to find out what was going on. Here's some footage from that trip to the bridge.
I'm Jerry Yaley, the project engineer, and they're building the bridge. They're doing the piling, then they're also building the foundation also right now.
Fred, you're out here, you work with the city, and
right. I'm out here for the water main. The water main's going on down here on the southwest corner. We're rerouting the water main. The water main did go right through the river here, literally right through the river. So we're rerouting the water main now around where it's not going to have any impact on this bridge or the Livernois Bridge.
So you're an engineer. I'm not an engineer. I don't understand how how do you make this happen when you're dealing with a river that's living and moving? I mean, obviously you've got folks down here, that are, have created an area. How far below the riverbed are they, and how far below do they have to go to begin to get the structure in place?
They excavated down probably 15, 18 feet. They drove the piles first for the cofferdam to protect them, keep the water out. And then they excavated down so they could drive the piles. The piles are the first thing for the foundation. And then once they get all the piles driven, then they place the concrete. Concrete, is based on the piles, which supports the bridge.
How far down will they drill those pilings down?
They're about 30 to 35 feet for this right now.
30 to 35 feet below the riverbed?
No, below where they are right now. So.
Oh, so even farther below.
So 15 feet below the river, plus another 30 to 35 feet. So.
And you guys have been out here working 6 days a week?
Yeah, 6 days a week since February.
What's a crew out here? How many guys?
Well, they have one crew that does the bridge structural work. The other crew's doing the earthwork. I don't know, it's maybe about 10, 15 people total, depending on the day.
So what is the, I hate to ask this question, what's the worst thing that can happen? What are you most concerned about at this stage? Is it flooding? Is it soil conditions? What is it that is the biggest concern at this stage of the project?
Right. Once they've dug down, to the foundation level there's not that much concern. We just got to keep driving pile. If there's large boulders that you can't see, then it's a problem. You can't anticipate that, but so far it's been going well.
Now, we're supposed to get some rain over the next few days. How will that impact the project?
It'll just flood out the cofferdam, but they have pumps going all the time, so.
And tell me what you mean by, you said a cofferdam. If you don't know what that is, this metal around the excavation, it's sheet pile, and they just call it a cofferdam because it keeps the water out, soil out, so they can have a safe working area. So you said if you get some rain tonight, it could come over the top of this cofferdam and flood out the cofferdam, but
no.
That's not a problem.
They didn't drive the sheets that deep where it'll flood over. We'd have to have a serious rain. We've had some rains before where the water level's gone up, but it hasn't come close to overtopping the sheet pile. So
the weather's been pretty favorable. Does that help you guys in moving the project along?
Oh yeah, we've been fortunate to get this nice weather. They're going to work no matter what, but it's just a lot easier to work in this nice weather.
Project on schedule?
As of right now, they're going their schedule.
Knock on wood?
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because it'll jinx it.
So, and as things move forward, what will people see driving by? What's the next thing once you get the pilings driven? Is it?
Yeah, they drive the pilings, and you can see there's the footing for the abutment walls. And then the button walls will be built up on that, and then that's when you'll start to see it come out, and that's where those walls will support the beams when they cross the river.
And of course, the last thing would be the deck.
The deck, and they'll pave the approaches to it. So,
and still talking about a June date, I think, for final completion.
Well, just for open to traffic, and then they're going to do restoration and clean up. So, till July. So.
And ultimately, this bridge will be going, right?
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's not part of this project, though.
This bridge has served as a kind of a viewing point for
it's popular.
The crew and
yeah. A lot of residents come out here and watch.
That's an interesting project. If you've never seen a bridge done, that actually gives you kind of a unique vantage point.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it. I mean, most people just drive across the bridge and think nothing.
Yeah.
But if you see this, then there's a lot more to it than just concrete. So it's nice to be able to see it.
A ton of engineering to get it to this point. Any numbers? How much concrete or wrought iron? What's it?
Re-steel.
Yeah.
Any numbers?
I mean, you have to put in so many tons of this or so many tons of that.
Well, in the design phase, they, based on the loadings for the bridge, then they work back down, start from the piles, foundation, and then work up. So whatever the calculations require, that's how much rebar they put into the bridge.
Did you guys find anything unique in the excavation, getting everything out? Any treasures down there that?
No treasures, just old pop bottles. The bridge, when we took out the bridge, there's, papers. They had newspapers in between the bridge, and they were from 1964. When we unfolded them, we could read the newspapers from that long ago. That's the oldest thing that came out of this.
Yeah. When they raise this, right? They'll be at an angle, or how do they get it so it's straight up, or it goes straight up on this one?
It's going to go up on that one over there.
Okay.
But he'll probably lift it. He'll lift it up. That's the bottom of the driver right there, right, Jared?
No, that's the bottom head over in this lane.
Okay, so they got the driver all the way at the bottom then. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's already kind of going up.
That'll actually pick the beam up. They'll hook the beam up to that. The second cable will be strung down there, and with that hammer, they'll connect the beam, and then they'll lift it up, and then you'll see the beam come up with the hammer.
Okay. How heavy is the beam? Or what's the force that it brings?
65 feet? Or how long are your beams? 50 or 60 feet? 60 feet.
60 feet, and then it brings down with what kind of force? A lot.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's 350 kips. I don't know what that calculates in pounds.
That's what we're looking to obtain.
Those are pounds.
Hey, Mayor. Brian Perry.
How you doing?
Brian Barnett.
Glad to meet you.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of tell people because they don't understand about how much work's involved on a bridge. I tell them it's like a heart transplant. It all takes time, man.
Yeah.
It all takes time. That's their lingo.
Yeah.
They understand the heart transplant, but they don't understand the bridge.
Yeah.
It's like a heart transplant. It all takes time. It's a major thing here. It's got to be here for 50 years. When I say that right, Jerry? 50 years at least? At least that's Michigan wants them to be at least 50 years. They found back in the day they were only good. They planned for 50 years, they're only getting 35 years out of the bridges.
Yeah. So in the heart transplant mode, are we in the we're through prep, right? Now we're into doctors are tearing this apart, eh? And
yes.
We're into the.
This is putting all the arteries back together. See that coming up? That's the arteries going up now.
Yeah.
Making the connection to make blood flow. The cars will be going over it.
You get anybody hooting and hollering, cheering you on out here? Or,
No. It's all good. But all the people are really ask a lot of questions. A lot of them are taking pictures. They're amazed with it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kind of answer just like, it's a heart transplant. They'll ask me what the piling for and the structural build, and so it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Is it? You have to wait for the stuff to set. I mean, obviously you pour it, and then you have to wait. And
For cure time to take off again. Yeah,
Right.
Make another pour.
The weather helps with that, I assume.
Thank God, yes, the weather's been really good to us, considering the month we're in, you know.
Right. Oh yeah.
We should be having snow, not tree buds coming out. You know? We should be ice fishing pretty much, yeah.
Now these guys, you want to talk about what we're seeing right here with what happens?
With the diesel?
Slide down just a little bit over here so they can.
With the diesel hammer,
thanks.
we're going to get it picked up, get it to the east side there, so we can start driving piling on that side. Pick it up, making a move.
So you've got what? How many? Most of the time you have what? Two huge cranes out here, and then you've had some other small pieces of equipment as well, right?
Excavators, anywhere 5-6 excavators, one loader.
You actually have some equipment that goes down here, don't
yeah,
you?
the small excavator goes down the hole to do the cleanup and get everything to grade.
And you put the small excavator on a crane.
Yeah, and lower it down.
Lower it down.
Yeah.
What's the small excavator weigh?
They all range maybe 14,000 pounds. You know, we got them smaller than that. On Dan's, they have a lot of unique equipment.
Yeah.
You know, unique.
Yeah.
We got them real small. That you can. We have one that'll fit right in the back of a truck.
Really?
A little excavator. Fit right in the back of a truck. All the way up to, well, we used to have 1,000, 1,100 Komatsus, but there ain't that much big work out there for the big iron anymore. So
Sure.
we got some 800s, which is a big machine, twice the size of that 400 there. So that,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, you know, it's funny. We go down to Yates Park, which is just probably maybe a half mile down the river from here. I was over there last night. There's 40 guys in the river fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah.
I've been seeing it since we've been coming out there. They're steady fishing.
Yeah.
And then I got to come to work and wonder what I'm doing wrong.
What should make lunch breaks a little more exciting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I do my fishing. I love my fishing too.
So have you seen fish in your?
Nothing in here. A couple guys seen some fish surf or something here, but they haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
But it's a little early, but the weather, temperature of the water makes a big difference. A couple more rains.
And we're upstream from the dam, which
Correct.
is a challenge for the fish. So what time do these guys start in the morning
7 o'clock.
and go till?
5:30. You know, we work some nights later. Depends on what we're doing. Up to 6:30. We're working 6 days a week.
Rain been pretty non-existent, but occasionally that can throw you off a little bit.
We worked in some rains that has to be done. You know. But everything's been going so far pretty good.
Good.
So far.
Good. I imagine you keep your eye open for the weather forecast from the rain to make sure it doesn't disrupt the job site.
Yeah, it's Mother Nature. You know, nobody can beat Mother Nature. If it happens, it happens. I've talked to a lot of the residents around. They said this river sometimes gets really high, you know, and luckily that we never got to see it. I hope we don't. But
we have pictures of the river over the Livernois Bridge behind us.
One guy was telling me, he said he's seen it as high as that.
Yeah.
But then we'll just make sure like our welders, and if we got small iron, everything's brought up. Every night anyway, it's always brought up to the top. We never need stuff like that down in the hall.
Right. Right. And so this bridge has probably been pretty. Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Looks like they're moving ahead on this thing. Are they gonna try to do that one this year too?
No, we're hoping. We're hoping to put it out to bid, I think in July.
They're here.
Well, that's what we keep saying. I'd like to have them kind of peel off and just push the crane, swing the crane over and start working. I would like to see it done this year.
We have the technology. We
So
have the technology.
between that being out and downtown Rochester being out,
Yeah. Well, you know, it's one of those deals where I think the community, they seem to have understood, they get the traffic, changes that we've had to make. That's one of those things like, should we just take our medicine this summer and be done with it? Have it done and have the bridges open and the, full capacity at the intersection. Well, I think we would like to see that happen, because to be back here with all this again next year would be kind of frustrating, you know.
I think I'd go along with that, but then I'm retired and I don't have to go north and south. So
What do you think about all this?
Oh, yeah. Looks great. And I guess, you know, like the bridge on Timken a couple of years ago, they had some problem with the footings, and I guess they had, somebody said, a minor problem over on this side, but it looks like it's progressing.
Yeah, so far so good.
Well, on this side we hit a underground river. You know what I mean? Nothing.
Yeah.
And to play with Mother Nature, be Mother Nature, which is hard, but they had a lot of water coming in. I believe the old river was over on this side at one time.
Sure.
100 years ago or whatever, you know.
So there it goes. Hey, well, nice to meet you. Yeah, take care. See ya. Great. Well, thanks for taking some time and explaining a little bit about what's going on. And, good to hear that it's on time, and best of luck as you keep moving forward and hopefully wrapping this up and eventually getting it open to traffic.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Thanks for visiting.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Nice to meet you. Yeah, thanks.
That pedestrian bridge that you saw the mayor standing on is the perfect viewing location. If you want to take the kids out there to watch the construction site, you can park at Veterans Memorial Point. It's just a short walk to that bridge. Just stay out of the way of the people in hard hats and green vests. The project will be wrapping up in June, and then we'll be turning our attention to the Livernois Bridge. That's all coming up in Rochester Hills this summer. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.